Understanding power consumption is very difficult for companies because electrical utilities have very limited visibility and reporting capabilities that they pass on to their customers. At Bia Energy, Sebastian, you've deployed a platform that's machine intelligence driven, that's giving users all kinds of visibility and transparency to help them manage and optimize their power consumption. What is the Bia secret?
First, we understood that the user needed this. User needed to have more transparent ways of knowing how they could save their energy bills because they weren't having that. Basically, the whole energy system wasn't prioritizing the user. So what we did was exactly that, prioritize the user. Once we understood this, we needed to make sure that two things happen. First one, a whole hardware infrastructure where we were able to understand all the different metrics coming from the different devices of our customers. And then a huge base of data analytics through machine learning that was able to analyze the data, simplify that data for them, and give them back that data in an app and in a web where they now can have access to these analytics on their energy consumption. So our users have now all kinds of recommendations, notifications, alarms, everything on their efficiency of their energy utilization so that they can use those recommendations to actually lower their energy bill and ending lowering their carbon footprint, of course.
What does the Bia hardware stack look like?
So when you see the last of the old meters, they were like this device that didn't understand a lot. These guys were just understanding the total amount of energy that was being consumed, and then through this system that was pretty archaic, they were able to measure the total amount of the energy that was being consumed. What we do is that we don't have that kind of a sponge that was in the middle, that was centralizing all the data, but we eliminate that and we are able to understand every different kind of variable coming from every single device from our consumers. So we understand more than 34 different variables, voltage, frequency, harmonics, power factors, etc., in every single second for every single device within our users.
So what would be an example of a recommendation based on a sensor input that you see from a big industrial machine?
So basically you understand, you can do comparisons, you can do where's your different kind of devices, you can compare against your different point of sale, you can compare against other different players in the industry, you can know what is the different consumption that you're having in specific moments of the day. You can know if you are generating reactive energy, which is basically something that it's like the foam in the beer that you are not drinking it, but you are actually being charged for, and this happens when you have this inefficiency between the reactive and the active energy. So this is crazy, and we can identify those things for our consumers. And by doing that, we have been able to save our consumers more than 4% on average, but we have users that have been saving up to 50% in their energy consumption.
So currently it's a B2B model, but there's obviously a huge opportunity in the consumer marketplace for innovation with individual users having no transparency at all in their electric bill. What does the future for Bia look like in that regard?
Yeah, picture this. What you have today, and I think everyone can relate here, it's a physical paper saying nothing with a big amount or a big digit saying this is what you're supposed to pay, and that's it, and a big date saying if you don't pay before this date, we'll take off your energy. That's it, man. That's everything that happens for the consumer. Everything has been developed on that generation part of the business, but nothing on the consumer part of the business. So once you approach the energy sector within the user, amazing possibilities can happen. So what we do is we start in the B2B because they have this particular needs on lowering their energy bill because it's more money for them. But of course, this same solution, it's been attempted to capture the household market in the mid to long term.
So you're innovating at retail, helping consumers lower and optimize their energy bills. But power generation is also part of the Bia business plan. Why is that important?
Our business model is basically 100% focused into making sure that our users have better service. This is the whole thing that we are doing. But having better service involves having better machine learning, having better recommendations for our users, having a better everything for them, and this is where we'll be focusing our business. The thing is that once we are really good in making this happen, we're gonna be having a lot of customers. The second next wave to make sure that those customers have a better service is to make sure that we also are verticalizing to the business so that we can have also the generation part of the business. Once we have the generation part of the business, we'll be able to have the two layers of the most important part of the energy sector, which is basically the generation part and then the retailing part of the business.
What type of generation are you planning on rolling out?
What we're doing right now is that we're starting to have this become off takers of different solar projects. And this is going to be pretty interesting for us because we'll learn a lot from this. And we'll also provide our customers with sustainable energy, which is coming from solar, which is good for us as well. So we're going to be learning a lot from here, capturing certain amounts of energy that we'll be selling back to our customers through sustainable sources, and keep having these amazing relationships, of course, that we have with the current energy generators that we have.
All of the software you're building, Sebastian, could be used by utilities. Is part of the expansion plan to help utilities roll out the Bia Energy platform in other markets?
How I see it is that you have like two ways. You are building the tech for the improvement of the things that have been done today, which we are, but also you are building the tech for the things that haven't been built today, which is the machine learning and the recommendations algorithm. And this is fascinating because what we do is basically put together a group of crazy talented people that is just excited to make the future of machine learning for energy disaggregation happen, but also improve every single process within what the energy sector has been doing for decades or centuries, but better.